How do, folks? It is day 21 of this vlogmas end of year push for me to get as much off the pile of shame as I possibly can. And I'm on holiday! Yay! Now, the first thing that I did was have a lie in because I've been a good boy and I deserve it. But I also have had sort of the morning tied up with running errands and helping with Christmas decorations and all of that kind of thing. So it is going to be a bit of a truncated day. The first thing that I have to do is get the games room sorted out because we've got D&D tonight, and then if time permits I do want to get on with the next couple of stages of paint on the Chimera troop transport and finish off with getting the oil wash on it, because that is another one of those things where it's got to dry overnight before I can do anything further with it. So if I can at least get that done, that would be brilliant. So I'll get cracking and hopefully see you in a couple of seconds for some actual painting and crafting, getting on with that Chimera. Oh yeah, and hopefully I'll be able to find the fine liners so that I can get that terrain done. Okay, cracking on with the next stage on this Chimera, and it's another stipple coat, and this time it's bolt gun metal, and basically just around sort of the raised edges or the areas where it's left that sort of grey thing, the undercoat exposed, we're just going to stipple this on, and that should take it down to looking a bit more like sort of bare metal. And then once this has been done, hopefully I still have some out in the games room. The whole lot gets an oil wash. The excess of the oil wash gets sort of dabbed off just using a paper towel, and then the whole lot is left overnight to dry. That's why I'm getting this out of the way, because once the oil wash stage is done, there's nothing else I'm going to be able to do with it until tomorrow. Stuff it, I thought I may as well show you. So that's the oil wash. It is the stuff still that I made up for the stomper, and that just gets a slather all over like that. And you don't necessarily go sparingly on this stuff. Just get it all on there, because we are going to mop off the excess shortly. I can see that there's going to be some touch-ups of gunmetal that I'm going to have to do on those tracks, but I will do that later on, and that has already tied it together very nicely. And then we just get a paper towel and we dab off the excess, so it's lightened the paint back up a fraction, but certainly left it in those deep crevices. Same deal on the turret, and then just blot off that excess. And then that does need a good overnight dry, so you're not going to be seeing anything more of this one in this video. Alright, day 21 drawing to a close, and I'm sorry, no, there wasn't any footage from the actual game itself. The DM is relatively new to that particular craft, and it wasn't really fair. I mean, he was under enough pressure just DMing us ruffians, and putting him on camera as well would have been too off-putting. So yeah, that's why. And we are getting to grips with a new game system. If you've seen the rest of the channel, we primarily played D&D 2nd edition, and we are getting to grips with 5th edition. Finally, those of you who have played 5th edition D&D, I think it's the Dragons of Icespire Keep. I think that's the adventure we're doing. We are coming to terms with it. Highlights of last night were trying to convince some battle axe that she needed to get out of a windmill and come back down to town for her own safety, going to the pub and having dinner with a manticore. The things you do when you're an adventurer. Next up, apparently, we're going to be heading off into the hills and meeting up with the dwarven equivalent of Indiana Jones. But it was good to catch up with the lads, and a good time was had by all. He is settling into the DM's role quite nicely, And to be perfectly honest, after many years of me running the games and having to sub in for our second DM in the campaign that he runs, it's good to give somebody else a chance to spread their wings and share the workload and actually be able to get to play. Not that I don't mind DMing, it's always nice to play the bad guy, but as any DM will tell you, it's nice to actually be able to act as a player every once in a while. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling on about my adventures. I have 3 more days and the big push, loads still to do. Not 100% certain what tomorrow is going to consist of. I certainly know that the Chimera is going to be top of the list. I do want that done and out of the way, and hopefully I'm going to be able to find those pens and get the closet terrain done and sorted. That would be great. And then there's going to be filming for the long form video. I may even get the sort of intro done and show you that, and at least introduce you to that big repair job that I'm doing. So that is all to look forward to tomorrow. I will leave you good folks in peace. Toodle pip for now.